Hi and welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to show you how to use the Woo Builder with the Plus Addons for Elementor, and more specifically how to customize your checkout page. So I'm going to walk you through all the steps and all the different options so that by the end of this tutorial you'll be able to design your own unique and professional looking checkout pages. I'm Dave and I'm bringing you this tutorial on behalf of the Plus Addons for Elementor, and make sure to subscribe to their channel so that way you won't miss a single update. Okay, so let's dive right into it. Okay, so our very first step is to make sure that our widget is activated, and for this we're going to go to the Plus settings, Plus Widget. In the search box type in Woo, and next to our Woo checkout here, make sure this one is activated. Click Save. Now when you go to Performance, I'm going to clear the cache and click OK. And that's it. And now that our widget is activated, we can insert it in an Elementor page. And for this, scroll down the bottom of your menu section here, and you will find the Plus Woo Builder widgets here. And one of them is the Woo Checkout, which is the one we need. So you just drag and drop it on your page. So this is one way to do it, or you can go onto our demo page here and select one of the checkout pages that you like. So maybe this one, for instance. And if you hover on top, you can see we'll reveal this button here. If you click on it, it will copy the content of this page, and then you can go back to your Elementor page. You create a section, and then you right click on it, and then plus paste. And just like that, our checkout page has been recreated. So our first option is the layout here. We can select among two different styles. So we have style 1 and style 2. Style 2 is the one we have on screen at the moment, and we have style 1 as well. So basically the difference here is that the form is on top and the order review is at the bottom, whereas style 2, your billing details and order review are in two separate columns. And then you can define the width of your left section. So you might want it to be smaller or maybe a little bit bigger. And then we have the extra options here. So basically you can add an icon next to your billing heading, the shipping heading, etc. So how does this work? Well, you're going to use the Font Awesome icon. So let's click on this just to show you quickly from their website. So you can select any of those icons here and insert them next to your title. So let's look for an icon related to address, maybe just like this. So let's select the very first one here. And what you need basically is to copy and paste the Unicode. So you'll find it here right on top of the page. So it's this code here. So highlight this, copy, and we're going to paste it here, starting with the backslash, that Control V. And as you can see, our icon is now displaying next to our billing details. Now let's have a look at all our styling options, starting with the returning customer login. And for this feature, we'll have to open this in a separate browser because I'm currently logged in as an admin here, so we will not be able to display it. So basically this is what our returning customer section looks like. So this one right here, and this is the one you can customize. So you can change literally everything, the background, the font color, the color of the icon, and the click here to log in. And if you click on this link, it will reveal the login form, and also the link will change color when it's active. So basically what I'm trying to say is that there is no backend preview for this feature. So each and every changes that you make, you'll have to update it and then preview it in a different browser. So let me split the screen in half. So our first section here is got to do with the background color. So if I was to change this color and make it red, I'm going to show you what it looks like now. So as you can see, our color has changed. If I click on this, it's just the header itself, not the content. And as you can see at the moment, we have a thin line, thin purple line on top as a border. So if you wanted to remove that, you can add a solid border and set it to 0. And this is how this looks like. So there's no borders anymore. And you can add a border if you wanted to. So maybe we'll make it a bit of a darker red, maybe this shade. And we can even have rounded edges if you wanted to. So let's make it maybe 10 pixels. So this is basically what it looks like now with those settings. So we have matching rounded edges. And then next we have our text, icon, and link options. And with those three, you can change the color and the font. So basically the text option is this section here, the returning customer. The icon is this one here, and the link option is this one right there. And with this link, you can set the colors in both normal and hover mode. So if you wanted to change the color in hover mode, maybe to red, as you can see now, if you hover on top, it will turn red. Now, if we scroll down below, we have the login inner options. So basically this applies to this whole section here. And you can add maybe some padding to it, maybe 40 pixels. You can change the background color as well. So let's make it maybe, again, maybe a bright purple. And then we can add a border as well, maybe make it 1 pixel in thickness. Let's add a border, maybe a darker purple, maybe this shade here. And then we can change the border radius maybe to 10 again to match the previous item. So let's have a quick preview. Let's refresh the page now. And if we open, as you can see, we now have our bright purple as a background and a darker shade of purple all around it. So let's keep scrolling down. Then we have a text option. So this is this field here, all the text here. So from here you can change the font and the color. And then we have the label option. So basically this is the text here next to our 2 fields. And from here you can change the font color, and the required symbol. As you can see at the moment, it is red. So this is the asterisk here, but you can change the color. Maybe you want it to make it green maybe, or something like that. So feel free to change this color as well. And then we have the remember me option. So this is this section here. And again, from here, you can change the font and the color. And then we have our input field option. So it's those 2 fields here, basically this one and this one. So you can change the background color, for instance. So let's make it white, maybe just like that. And then we can change our border as well. So let's make it solid, maybe 1 pixel. And let's make it another purple again, dark purple, maybe again, just like this. And we're going to change our border radius and set it to 10 again to match the other item. Now let's refresh our page. And as you can see now, our 2 fields are white with a dark purple border all around it. So let's continue down the page. Then you have the button option. So basically this is our button here. So you can add some padding all around it. You can change the width, and then you can change everything that's got to do with the color and layout. So the color, the background color, the font color, the borders and border radius. And finally, we have our lost password option, which is this one here. And again, from here, you can change the font and the font color and add some margin or padding if you wanted to. And next, we have our create account section. And again, this is only available for non-logged in users in the front end. So let me scroll down here. So basically, this is this section here. So maybe you want to add a background color. So maybe a light gray like this one, and maybe a bit of padding all around it, maybe 10 pixels, and maybe a thin border all around it. So I'm going to select solid, 1 pixels. So let's make it slightly a darker gray like this, and we're going to add a border radius of 5 pixels as well. And now let's have a preview and let's refresh our page. And as you can see now, we have a change of colors and background. Next section is our apply coupon. So basically is this one here. And if you click on this text here, it will reveal this section here where you can enter your coupon code. So basically all these options here are the same as the returning customer login. So we can change the background, the icon and the font color as well. So the only difference I'm going to show you here is the coupon code section here. So let me show you this. So let's scroll down a little bit. And we're nearly there now. So we have the text field option. So this is our section here. This is the one. So from here, you can change your font. You can change the width of the field. So you can make it bigger, even if you want it to, up to this length. And then we have the placeholder color. So basically this font here, you can change the font color. So let's say if you want it red, you can change it as well. As always, you can add a little bit of breathing space all around it by adding some inner padding and margins. And then we have the normal and focus mode. So this is the background color basically of our field here. So let's say we keep it gray in normal mode, and in focus mode, it will turn beige maybe, or maybe a bright red. And maybe we can add a dashed border all around it. Okay, so let's go ahead with that. So let's add the background color. So we added a grayish color like this. So this is one. We can add a border. So we're going to select dashed border, maybe 2 in thickness, and we're going to select black as the color. As you can see now, this looks exactly like a coupon code, and we can do the same in focus mode. So just like that, basically, except that this time instead of gray, we selected red colors. So let's have a quick look. And now if we go on our field and ready to enter a coupon code, if we click on it, it will turn red, which is a lot more appealing, as you can see. And then maybe we can do the same with the apply coupon button. Maybe as you hover on top, it would turn red. And for this, we're going to go at the bottom of our options here. And as you can see, we have a button width and color as well in normal and hover mode. So you can change the width if you want to. Maybe you want it a little bit bigger or maybe smaller. And then you can change the color. So we're going to keep it black in normal mode, and we're just going to change the color in hover mode. So let's change the background color here to red. And now let's have a look. If we hover on top, it will turn red. So next on our list, we have the billing form heading. So from here, you can change the font and the color. So that's basically our heading there, as you can see in red. Next, we have the billing form label. So basically, these are our first name, last name, company name, etc. So basically, if I change the color again, you will see immediately where they are. There you go. And again, from here, you can change the font color, and add a bit of spacing all around it. And the required symbol, basically, that's the asterisk here. So by default, it is red. But now, if your font was red, maybe you want the asterisk to be black, in which case you can change the color right here. And then we have the options for the billing form input fields. And then from here, you can tweak literally everything about those input fields. So you can add some spacing all around it. You can change the font. You can change the font color. As you can see at the moment, if we have house number and street name, this is black, but you can change the color maybe to red. And you can change the background color and border as well in normal mode and focus mode. So at the moment, as you can see, we have a clear background, completely clear, but you can change this. So let's say maybe you're going to change this to a bright gray like this. And then you might keep a solid border of 2 in thickness of a darker gray. And then you can change the focus color as well. And then we can change the background color. So let's add maybe a bright red. And now if we click on those fields, as you can see, they will reveal a different color. And next we have our billing text form area. So for this, we'll have to scroll down the page because it's located here at the bottom of our form. Is this one here. And all these options are roughly the same as we've just shown already. So you can add some padding, you can change the font color, and the input field here, you can change the background color in normal and focus mode. So let me quickly change the color so you'll know exactly where it is located. So this is basically it here. Next, we have our billing form. So basically this one, we have to go back up. So this is all this section here underneath the billing detail. All this is our billing form. So let me add a background color so you'll see exactly where it is. So this is all this section here from top to bottom. And from here, you're not changing the content, but the box itself, so the section itself. So you can add some padding, margin, change the background color, and add some borders and box shadow if you wanted to. And then the exact same options apply to the shipping form, which is just underneath. So it's right here. So let me add a background color so you'll see exactly where it is. So this is this section here now. And again, this is just to tweak the box or the section itself, not the content. And the same applies again to the order notes. So if we go here and I change the background color, you will see what I'm talking about. So this is basically the background section. And next we have our order form heading. So let's go back to the top here. So our order form, this is basically this section now. So we can tweak this as well. So the heading basically is our title here. And we can change the color. So let's make it red so you can see where it is. So that's the one. And you can change the font as well. So just underneath we have the order detail here, the summary. So let's click on this. So that's basically what it is. So again, you can add some padding and margin all around it. And then you can select where you want to align your content. So the product name, for instance, do you want it to the left, centered, or to the left? The same with your variations. And then the price. And then we can change all the different colors of different section of the text. So basically we have our main color. So this is those different items there. We have the body text, which is the rest of the content, basically. This is it. And then we have the quantity color as well, just like that. And obviously with all of these, you can also change the font and all the different options that comes with it. Now, if we scroll down a little bit more, we have the content of our table. Now the pricing. So you can change the color of the total. So maybe let's go with red again, just to show you. And you can change the font as well. And because this is the total, maybe you want it to be a little bit thicker. So maybe let's make it 900 and maybe slightly bigger as well. Now we don't have any added background, but you can do that easily by clicking on this one here. And you can change a different color. Maybe let's go with white. And then if we scroll down, we can change all the borders. So we have inner borders and outer borders. So our first option here relates to the top and bottom border here, as you can see. So let's make it maybe dotted so you can clearly see where they are. And there are none on the left, on the right, but maybe you can add 2 and 2 all around it, just like this. And now if you wanted to tweak those lines here in between, it's the next section here, which is the head inner border option. So as you can see now, we only have the bottom one that's showing. So let's make it maybe a bit thinner like this. And then we can do the same with the inner border option. So let's reduce that to 1, sorry. And finally, we have our total border, which is here. So there are none at the moment. I'm just going to add one just to show you where it is. So I'm going to add a solid one of 1. And as you can see now, we have a border all around our total. So let's move on to our next section, which is the order payment. So as always, you can add a bit of padding all around it. You can change the background color. So at the moment it's completely clear and transparent. So if you wanted to change this, as you can see, now we can have a bright green. Why not? And if we scroll down a little bit, we can change all our text settings. So the payment label, for instance. So basically is check payment, cash on delivery, etc. So let me show you if I change this to red. As you can see, these are the ones. And then we have the payment description box, which is basically the one here underneath. So if you select check payment, they'll have to make it payable to a certain person and send it to a specific address. So those details, you'll have to enter them here. So again, these are the usual settings. You can change the background color, the text color, and the outer border color as well, and which type of border you want to display. And then we can configure our arrow here. So basically is that pointy thing here, you know. And first, do you want to enable it? And if so, you can offset its position from the top to the bottom. And then underneath, as you can see, we have our privacy policy here. So we can click on this. So again, from here, you can select the font color and the size. And because this is privacy policy, usually you'd want this to be a bit smaller, maybe around this. And of course, we can tweak our place order button. So let's click on this. And as you can see from here, we can add a bit of padding. We can change the width as well. So we can make it bigger and smaller. So it can be full width if you want it to. And for that, all you have to do is to change the pixels to % and just type in 100 in here. So it'll be always full width. And then as always, you can change the color in normal mode and hover mode. So as you can see, it is gray. If you hover on top, it will turn green, just like this. So that's pretty straightforward. And finally, we have our order form here. And from here, we can customize our section here. So basically all the background of this section. So let me show you just by changing the color. So if I change that to red, you can see exactly where it is located. So let's bring this back to gray. And then our final section is the checkout background. So that's basically the whole section all together. So let me show you just by changing the background color to red. As you can see, this applies to our whole background section. So there you go. This is how you can implement the WooCommerce Checkout widget on your website, and you will agree that it does add a lot of interest to your web pages. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below. Again, my name is Dave, and it was a real pleasure to present this tutorial on behalf of the Plus Addons for Elementor. And make sure to subscribe to their channel, so that way you won't miss out when new videos are being uploaded. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.